Hello friends! Today we'll work on a nice composition. So, our modal progression will look like this. G minor, D Phrygian, E flat Lydian, D Phrygian. Now that we know the progression sequence, we can also, if we wish, apply a stepwise descending motion to the bass line. Even though we are utilizing this progression within the G minor tonal center, as you can see, both in terms of the pedal point and the sense of resolution, it serves as a definitive affirmation of the Phrygian mode. In other words, to put it more clearly, this belongs precisely to the D Phrygian tonal center, and we are using it transitionally within G minor. We will understand this much better through the example. As you can see, the musical sentence ultimately resolves right there in Phrygian. This is because the tonal center is Phrygian. This is a fundamental characteristic in Eastern music. Now, let's return to D Phrygian within the G minor tonal center. Meaning Phrygian presented not as the home key, but as a neighbor. What is happening here? Once again, we structure our movement to match the Phrygian character. That means we first approach D Phrygian. The movement here is identical to the previous one. G minor, D Phrygian, E flat Lydian, D Phrygian. Notice how the pedal point is also consistently D. The only difference is that we don't conclude the music in D Phrygian. Instead, we continue our walking and return home to G minor. How do we achieve this? If we wish, we can use a progression like D Phrygian, C Dorian, D dominant Phrygian, G minor. Alternatively, after D Phrygian, we can transition to C Dorian and move backward from there via fifth. Or we can follow this path. D Phrygian, C Dorian, B flat major, F major, G minor. In short, the most crucial part is the first four movements, which lead us into D Phrygian. Everything after that can be developed according to your preference. Depending on the flow of the melody, you can return home immediately, build a broader sentence by moving backward via fifth, or continue with a stepwise progression. let me emphasize this again. The core element is those first four steps, as they allow us to infuse the melody with that feeling of love and affection. From that point on, you can go to any neighbor. Here, the bass line movement can be structured in various ways depending on the melodic line. For example, G, F, E flat, D, G, D, E flat, D, G, A, B flat, D. Let's look at some examples and everything will become much clearer. This is because this progression is a cliché. All love themes are written using this exact principle. Take a piece we all love dearly, Nino Rota's theme from Romeo and Juliet. First, let's look at the bass line movement. G, F, E flat, D, C, G. G minor, D Phrygian, E flat Lydian, D Phrygian, moving to C Dorian, returning from there back to G minor. Did you notice the first four movements? Keep them in mind because you will encounter this specific sequence quite frequently. Let's look at another example. This is a music from the film Cher Lois, composed by French composer Georges Delerue. First, let's examine the bass line movement. G, F, E flat, D, C, F, B flat, E flat, A, D, G. As you can see, the composer intended to write a longer period. The music moves through G minor, D Phrygian, E flat Lydian, D Phrygian. From there, a circle of fifth progression begins. Now that the core concept is understood, it is time to compose a new melody. The piece begins with this motif: G minor, D Phrygian. This will be repeated once more. Then it continues: E flat Lydian, D Phrygian, without stopping, moving to C Dorian, followed by the D dominant Phrygian with pre-chord and main chord. Consequently, the bass line movement follows this specific pattern: G, F, G, F, E flat, D, C, D. With that, the first period is complete. Admittedly, this Phrygian progression was utilized in the A period of the ninth composition. However, it should be kept in mind that this exact sequence could easily be applied to the B period of an entirely different piece. One simply needs to explore which composition it fits best. It depends entirely on personal musical tastes. Now, I want you to write a composition with an A or maybe B period based on this principle. Let's see how beneficial this lesson has been. In the next lesson, I will also structure the B period of one of the compositions in this exact way. Hoping to see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.